Hello, dear friends. In this YouTube channel, I will start a small project of book review of different books on strategic thinking, on geopolitics, on Ukrainian and European policy also. And first book in our review today will be a book with very common name, The Hungarian Way of Strategy. It's a book of Balazs Orban, political director of the political department in the government of another Orban, Viktor Orban, which words on the first page of book you can read. Providence help those who help themselves. This guide to Hungarian strategic thinking supplies a roadmap for our mission. It's Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said. And of course, this book is about the Hungarian thinking, Hungarian self-evaluation, self-estimation in a global world. What is this book about? More than 200 pages, not very easy language in that book, but it's a book very specific, and I strictly recommend this book to read any political expert, political students, and so on, because there is a very special view in this book on the geopolicy and European policy and so on. Balazs Orban is saying that Hungarian history and the Hungarian national character leads to forming a very special Hungarian principles and values. And all Hungarian policy is about the finding some kind of balance dilemma between means, ourselves, and our environment, resources, which we have, and ends or goals which are we trying to obtain. These goals he is strictly formulating, that is increased public security, peace and prosperity, and so on. Also, specific of Hungarian policy and Hungarian way of thinking is some kind of self-understanding, self-isolation. Balazs Orban is writing that Hungarians, and when Hungarians encounter the foreign ideas, they always reshape it to suit to their own needs and allow of freedom from a freedom to be and left undisturbed is the most common principles of Hungarian people character. What is Hungary? What is Hungary for Balazs Orban? It's a Christian country. It's people who find it their place in a Carpathian Basin 1,000 years ago. It's a people who is the main will is the freedom. They are ready to fight freedom for the end, and it's people who are fighting for their freedom every day, even inside of NATO and European Union. For example, Orban says that communism and Western model, which many countries in the Europe were coping during the past years, were some kind of straight jackets for Hungary, and it was not. Hungary was in a very bad situation of unfreedom during the communist regime, and Hungary was also in bad situation when Hungary just copied the Western model without taking into account the Hungarian special situation and Hungarian principles. What makes a community successful? Asking Orban. The first, adaptation. The success of community depends on the degree to which it is capable to adapting to changing circumstances. And from another way, the failure of community is most often caused by the failure to predict what will happen or to interpret what is happening. It's very, very, very good thought, I think. The second one, institutional and political system, a problem that affects the community as whole, but which cannot be solved by the society's leaders, can lead to the disintegration or even destruction of a society. The geographic location, a country's strengths, weakness, and goals can be discerned in its geography, as can its role in the process of gaining control over the heartland and the walled island. It's Mackinder theory. Country's geographical situation determines both its challenges and its goals. The fourth, science and culture, fictional entities affect the real world through narratives, and the more people who accept a narrative as legitimate, the greater the impact or it exerts. Ability to create fictional stories also question of how a civilization reacts to technological change become crucial. The five, a unique recipe, ability to manage effective accountability for errors and certain enduring consistency or in institutional structures all seem to be important elements in success. The rule of law, accountability, and the existence of a strong, competent state, also very important. A unique recipe. Every community, including nation states, has a specific cultural and anthropological background. This implies, among much else, that the same things are judged differently in different countries. Thus, behavior that is accepted and approved of in one country will not necessarily win the same approval and success when translated to the entirely different culture circumstances. And the sixth thing, luck. Yeah, your luck, just luck, but without any, unfortunately, detailization of what is the luck in geopolitical circumstances. Also, Balazs Orban criticized a lot of westernization and liberalism model because he wrote, economic program of liberalism seem to destroy precisely that middle class whose need for political self-determination created West liberal system in the first place. Because this system leads to the lack of alternatives to liberal democracy, and it is a problem. The liberal worldview based on, as it is on a belief in the end of history, bears certain formal similarities to the socialists' worldview, which also considered itself the most advanced ideology and system of government ever devised by man. Social Darwinism problem in liberalism, and the problem of liberalism, even the lives and freedoms of individuals can only be interpreted as fleeting, inconsequential circumstances subordinated to the great goal. Linear view of history, according to which history is someday destined to the end, and that and will be synonymous with the full realization of progressive liberalism. Also, younger Orban, trying to show the road how to switch from the trend followers to the trendsetters or the new countries, and saying that now we have a moment in geopolitical history when the unipolar world is changing to the multipolar world, and there is a more room to maneuver there is more room to maneuver for small countries as it was before. And was the reshape also is very interesting recognition of so-called Hungarians. What is this Hungarians? The main concept of this book of Hungarian people, Hungarian states. Who are Hungarians, and what is Hungarians? Hungarians are lovers of freedom and toughened by the beatings. It means that this nation is deeply damaged by the Trianon's peace and a lot of years without freedom under the control of other nations and states. Courageous but not conquerors, skeptical of foreign ideas and apt to reshape them to their own image, a blend of East and West, at once divided and united, inclined to grant Christianity an important role of political life. And also there are a lot of good words about the government of Elder Orban, Viktor Orban, during time of York. And also a big part of this book, it's a estimation of how the government of Viktor Orban after 210 made it a deal with a lot of problems in economical and political life of Hungary in very drastic moment of history in this country. It's very also interesting, but I don't have enough time to discuss about this. And this book is ending by the Hungarian guide. Hungarian guide, what we are standing on like a Hungarian nation. The first is conception of mankind based on Christian culture. Every person is a unique, irreplaceable source of value. Mankind is not fundamentally altered by progress. It's a very interesting topic. Also, it means that mankind is not changing during the history in his main wills and values. Private property is a part of human nature. Work is necessary part of an active, meaningful life. The family is the most fundamental unit of society. An individual only exists as a member of a community. A nation is the highest level entity one can share with others on the same identity based on community of values. The state is an ancient institution that represents the interest of the community. The personal internal autonomy of its citizens is one of the most important values the state must respect. The Carpathian Basin is our home. We share the Carpathian Basin with others. Hungary must be one of the key strong players in the region. The preservation of freedom, independence, and national sovereignty is Hungary's single most important permanent goal. Only a strong Hungary state can give Hungarians the chance to succeed. The most important actors of a foreign policy are states which exercise sovereign power over a given population in given territory. States pursue their own interest, and the last one, Hungary's situation is closely intertwined with political process in the Central European region. The best guarantee of achieving our national goals is the success of a Visegrad groups. So good book. We read it today with you, colleagues. Please write down your question. This book can be brought on the site of Matthias Corvinus College, as I remember, and continue to read, continue to think together. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for this blog.